Hey everyone, this week I have been living with this 2023 Toyota Prius Prime XSE Premium. In this video I'll be giving you my impressions on what it's been like to live with over the past week. Very sharp looking car. It's finished in Guardian Gray. Really love this new design of the Prius. They raked the windshield back, made it less bubbly like. Very, very sharp. Up front here you get 19-inch wheels wrapped in Toyo Extensa all season. LED headlights with LED turn signals as well. This is really sharp. This is their plug-in variant. You get about 39 miles of electric-only range. You fill up the gas over there, and the electric charge port is over here. Takes about 11 hours to charge on a regular household outlet and about 4 hours to charge on a 240 volt outlet. I believe that's what it is. Go ahead and check out the trunk here. You do get a power lift gate in this model. Pretty modest amount of room back here. This lifts up and reveals a place for your charger, for your electric vehicle chargers you plug in at your home. And there's a decent amount of room back here. I think it's like about 18 cubic feet. I think the previous generation Prius might have been a little bit larger if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, pretty modest amount of room. It's nice to see. Power lift gate. I mean, you don't really need that for it being a hatchback. It's pretty easily accessible, but it's nice to see. You do get these interesting door handles in the back. I mean, I like seeing the traditional door handles in the front here, but you do get like these push button style door handle in the back, and they're all the way up here. It's kind of difficult for some people to get in the car that's not familiar with this. So you got a black interior. This is their Toyota's Softex leather seats. Pretty nice place to be back here. You get dual rear heated seats, a couple USB-C ports, a 1500 watt outlet back here with a mat pocket. Pull down center armrest with a couple cup holders. I'm 6 foot. The driver's seat's adjusted to my position, and I got about like 2 inches of leg room back here, and my head is scraping significantly. It's if you're a shorter person, you won't be disappointed back here, but if you're a tall person like me, it is a little bit tight. You're gonna want to crouch down a little bit in order to be comfortable. Really nice updated dash. I really like the new design. We'll get to that when we get up there. So under the hood is Toyota's 2-liter 4-cylinder mated to an eCVT. This is a hybrid system. Makes about 220 horsepower combined with the gas engine and the electric motor, and gets about 48 MPG combined. That's which I've pretty much been seeing. It's a really efficient engine, pretty powerful. 0 to 60 is about 6.6 seconds, and it's definitely a lot of fun to drive, but we'll get to that when we start driving. You can see hybrid reborn Prius. Interesting. Takes 0W16 too. Interesting. This is a really light hood. Like, it's just really thin. It's crazy. This does make some interesting sounds when you lock and unlock the vehicle too. It's got like a little bit of a chime. They got rid of that Toyota beep, or the signature beep they've always had, and it's just that now. This does have remote start. All you got to do is press the lock button twice, and on the second press, you press and hold, and it remote starts the vehicle. So we'll go ahead and climb into the driver's seat here. It does have touch sensors behind the door. Up front here is Toyota's Softex leather seats that are heated and cooled for the front passengers. Only the driver's side is power. They're decently comfortable. They're a little hard over longer trips, but they're not too bad. Start her up here. Like I said, you get Toyota's new updated dash with a 12.3-inch display there, and I believe a 7-inch MID multi-function indicator display. I don't particularly care for that because you have to adjust the steering wheel a little bit lower in order to see the gauge cluster. It also depends on your body type of, how you're proportioned and stuff. I mean, sometimes that bar is really impeding the view, and you really got to kind of adjust it a little bit lower. This steering wheel is lower than what I would like it, so that's kind of a little bit of a drawback. I'd rather have preferred a traditional gauge cluster, but it is nice to have it right in front of you instead of over here in the middle. Over here you do get your automatic high beams, heated windscreen, and your heated steering wheel, which is nice. Gas cap release, your power liftgate, and the button to control the outlet in the back. On the left here, you can control the MID and just different displays in there. There are a ton of settings you can go through there. And your stereo controls, voice commands. Over here on the right is Toyota Safety Sense features, which we'll get into on the drive, and different stereo controls. This does have parking assist and a 360 camera as well. You can put it in reverse, and it pops up with a nice 360 cam. That's really nice to see here. This 12.3-inch display does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It is wired or wireless, which is really nice. It is pretty responsive for what it is. I didn't find it to be too terrible this week. There's different screens you can go through to find the energy flow, trip information, climate as well. I did forget to cover is this does have a solar roof. It has a giant solar panel on the top of it, and you can kind of see how it's charging the battery. Actually, right now it's charging at 75 watts, and as you can see, as the sun's coming out, it is charging the roof. So I think I'll keep it on that screen for now. Here you get a single zone climate control system. There's your heated and ventilated seat controls. These are a little bit confusing to figure out because you got the buttons here, then you got these switches, and even some passengers that were in here were trying to figure out which one's which. But once you figure it out, it's really not that bad at all. Down here you got a USB-C port and a USB-C port to just charge, a 12-volt outlet, a little compartment here with this hashtag hidden compartment down there, a couple cup holders, and a hashtag wireless charger down in here too as well. That actually works really well. It holds your phone nicely. I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and it fits just fine. Up here you get your gear selector, which I don't particularly care for. It took me a while to figure out how to actually get this thing in gear, and yeah, it's just not my favorite. Electronic parking brake, different drive mode. There's a button you can control if you want it to automatically go into hybrid mode or EV mode, or if you want it to just stay in hybrid mode and hold the charge that you have on the battery. Traction control button, you do get a nice center console here with a couple USB-C ports and a decent sized glove box as well. I think this is a very nice looking interior. The quality of the materials in here are pretty decent. I mean, there's some hard plastic on places you're not going to really touch, and it doesn't really matter, but I think it looks really good. You got these nice red accents with this red LED that goes across the front there. Looks really sharp at night. Up here you do get a auto dimming mirror with a digital camera mirror, which is really nice. That window back there dampens your visibility significantly. If you do have one of these cars, I would strongly suggest getting one of these because it's really hard to see out the back of it. This does have home link as well, so you can open and close your garage doors without needing the garage door opener. You do get some visor mirrors that are illuminated as well. And do these pull out? No, they don't, but they have a slider. Overall, I think that just about covers everything for now. So let's go ahead and take this for a drive. All right, so we'll start out in EV mode, just using the electric motor only and some of the battery. And then we'll switch to the regular Prius mode, the hybrid, and we'll see what it's like with that as well. You kind of hear that electric sound that's required by hybrid or electric manufacturers to have. It is kind of annoying and kind of loud, but I mean, it's just the reality of these nowadays to make a sound to where pedestrians. Oh, this is something that's annoying. Sorry to kind of cut it off there. It has front cross traffic alert, and it's very sensitive and very annoying. And the only way to turn it off is through the MID here. You got to go through a crap ton of button presses just to get to that. And not only that, you have to do it every time. See, look at all these button presses. I don't even know where it is. They should have just put this safety stuff in here. And like I said, it resets every time you get in the car. So if you want that front cross traffic alert off, you have to do it every time. I'm not even going to bother. This is just really annoying to just go through and turn everything off every time. That is a major drawback to this car, and it's really annoying. So keep that in mind when you're looking at one of these. But as we're driving here, and just electric only, it's reasonably quiet, has decent amount of torque. It is significantly faster with the gas engine on, because they work in conjunction with each other, but it is enough power to get you around town and, you know, pass people if you need to. It's really not bad. I just did a one-wheel peel there going around the corner. Foot to the floor. It handles reasonably well. It's got blind spot monitoring as well. No really harsh blind spots. Just the rear visibility is kind of rough, which is solved with a flip of the mirror. We'll go ahead and switch over to hybrid mode and get that engine warmed up here. There is a lot of tire noise. I wish there was a little bit more insulation from that. There's not a lot of wind noise. But man, I just imagine if they put a little more sound deadening in the tire area, just how quiet this thing would be. It'd be crazy. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this Prius is actually pretty fast. It's pretty fun to drive. I've really enjoyed my time in this, and you're not going to be hurting for power at all. It's got enough power to pass people, even in highway situations like this where you put your foot down. It's got plenty of power. This is actually really adequate. I'm very happy that they kind of figured that out, that the Prius needed about 60, 80 more horsepower. I forget what it was before, and it's finally acceptable. This does have a very nice adaptive cruise control system. You gotta just hit this button here, and adaptive cruise will be active, and this button will keep you in the lane centered for quite some time. It does a pretty good job for Toyota. It's not the best system I used, but this is the first Toyota that's actually worked, and it works reasonably well. This does have traffic jam assist as well, where it will kind of drive if you're like in a traffic jam. I forget what the speed is for that, but that's another benefit as well. This system will also change lanes for you as well. It's not going to do it right now. I'm not quite sure why, but it was doing it for me before, but not quite sure why it's not doing it now. So as we approach a slower moving vehicle, it does give plenty of time to react, and we'll go ahead and switch around here. There is quite a bit of delay. It doesn't instantly get on the throttle as much as I would like, but it will shoot around. Highway noise is acceptable. It's not the quietest. There's, like I said before, there's not a lot of wind noise, but that tire noise is pretty loud. Now, it is pretty cold here in Ohio. I have been driving around a lot in the electric only mode, but the range has significantly decreased due to the cold. This is supposed to get about 39 miles on electric only range, and I've only been getting like 24 before it runs completely out. But that's due to the inclement weather here in Ohio. But just keep that in mind when you buy one of these, that the range is going to be significantly less in the colder months. I'm really impressed with the suspension on this thing. It really rides nicely, and it's pretty smoothly over bumps. It's really well dampened. It's sporty enough. It's like that. It's like a fine line in between, being sporty and firm, and just having kind of luxury levels of comfort. It's perfectly tuned for the everyday user. Do a quick 0 to 60. Come to a complete stop here and floor it. I can't believe a Prius is this fast. This is hilarious. I love it. I mean, yeah, you get the CVT drone where it doesn't shift and you know, the engine just, you know, the entire time. But I mean, it's actually fun to drive. Now, having said that, with the engine whirring all the time, this engine is definitely not the quietest. It is pretty loud. My wife, she drove a 2007 Mitsubishi Eclipse with a major exhaust leak back when we were dating. And this kind of reminds me of that. It just kind of sounds like it has an exhaust leak, especially if you're going up hills and stuff like that. You can have the radio on, and it still just kind of drones away, and it kind of sounds awful. I wish they did a little bit more sound deadening on that part too, because it's just a little bit too loud, honestly. This is a great time to talk about front visibility. These pillars here get in the way so much, especially when you're like in parking lots and stuff. It really blocks like pedestrians and stuff. It's like right in the way, the perfect sight line of where you want to look if you're you know, looking for pedestrians and stuff. One of my friends has a Prius, just a previous generation Prius. I think it's like a 2018 or 19 or 20, I can't remember. And you know, he came over and let me drive his after I got out of this thing, and his Prius is definitely a lot nicer as far as visibility goes. Even the headroom in the front in this thing is significantly less than the previous generation Prius. So if you're kind of a tall person, you might have trouble in this car. In my current seating position, I only got about an inch of headroom left, and that's kind of a problem for taller individuals. But his cabin definitely felt a lot more roomier. It had a lot more visibility. You know, the windshield, this pillar kind of was pushed back here, and you can see a lot more. So definitely keep that in mind when you're looking at one of these and taking it out for a test drive, that, you know, your seating position might be a little bit weird. I really like how this handles. Let's just have the JBL premium sound system in this car. I don't have a way to test the stereo just yet, and I'm looking to add that in my reviews pretty soon. But it sounds okay. It's pretty decent for this type of car, and you're not. It's not gonna, you know, blow your mind as far as sound quality goes, but it's definitely better than some of the stock system. That's for sure. Go over these rough railroad tracks here. Pretty smooth. You can kind of hear that engine just whirring away up this hill. Yeah, you hear that? Yeah, it sounds like a lawnmower or something like that. Definitely not the most refined. Definitely wish it was a little quieter. I kind of want to try this parking assist feature. I haven't got a chance to do it yet, so I'm going to see what it's like to try. So let's go ahead and press this button here with this parking assist. Okay, start forward, check parking space. Now we're going to go, let's move here away from curbs and stuff. All right, vehicle stopped. Yeah, we're going to go forward, and we're going to hit start. Okay, come back in that spot. Okay, interesting. Anything else? Okay. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Nice job. Okay, what else can it do? Can it go backwards? All right, let's try that again. Let's go see if it'll go backwards and back into a spot, because that's kind of a weird thing that it just pulled forward backwards and then pulled right into the spot. I probably did it wrong too, but that's quite interesting. So let's press that button again. Okay, I want to take this spot and I want, yes, I want it to go that way. Okay, so we're going to go hit start. Okay, we're going there. All right, R. See, this is a more practical use of this feature, not what I did before. That's actually really nice. That's cool. So if you have anxiety parking in some parking spots and like tight parking spaces, I think this will actually do a pretty darn good job. Look at that. That's cool, guys. That's a very nice feature. Never was able to use something like that before. I couldn't get it to work on anything else, other makes and models too, but now that I've experienced it, that's really, really cool. All right, let's see on that trip. We were hammering on this car, and I still got 42 miles a gallon. That is awesome. That is actually really awesome and very impressive. Man, this is just a great all-around car. All right, guys, that's it for the 2023 Toyota Prius Prime XSE Premium. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Paul's Place YT for some additional content and behind the scenes. And yes, definitely stay tuned for some more cars too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.